Okay, we've gotten our ticket. Note to the watchers here, make sure you get here early. There was quite a long line for the cave tour. You can start anywhere within that hour of the reservation ticket that you have. So we can start the cave tour at any point between 8:30 and 9:30. It is free to get in if you've got an interagency pass, i.e. the National Park Pass. However, if you don't, it's $15 per person. So you might as well just buy the National Park Pass at that point. We are now in the initial entry area where the bookstore is and getting ready to go. We have two friends with us today, Whitney and Linda. We met over at Big Ben. We are beginning the descent. It's a 1.5 miles. Switch back. We will descend about 750 feet. I realize that this video is probably pretty dark, but I figured I'd show you. We are now in the big room. Some of this is coming out. Little key when you're visiting here, come up to the information desk and ask to see the bat display. It's not something that most people know is available, but is pretty cool. So he's over showing Linda and Michelle right now, and I'm heading that direction.
We thought based off of where they lived, their behavior changed. So when their behavior changed, we thought they were separate species.
So we just finished up the cave tour. That's pretty amazing. I don't know how much of the video is going to come out. I'll have to piece it together as best I can. I got a lot of still photos that I think will be good, but the video is pretty hard with how dark it is there. So this place is amazing. I've been to several caves over the years, and this one just dwarfs everything else. So if you're in the area, it's definitely worth coming out to see. We're going to go probably on a couple hikes down at the Guadalupe National Park here. Hey, we're back, and I'm Kyle.
I'm Michelle, and we're the Wandering Shores. And we brought along a new friend of ours today.
Hi, I'm Whitney.
Whitney's going to join us today at Guadalupe Mountains National Park. We're going to be doing the McKittrick Trail, I believe. Well, as you guys know from following us before, the trails kind of sometimes end up different than what they're supposed to be. But our goal today is to do the 8 miles round trip. There's only about 500 to 600 feet of elevation unless we choose to climb to the peak at the end. We'll see what we're feeling when we get there. So hope you're enjoying our adventures as we travel across the country. And today is our 6th national park since we left in October. And Whitney's with us. She was with us yesterday at the Carlsbad Cavern tour as well. So you're probably going to see her in another video if you haven't already. So thanks, guys. This is a really nice trail. So we got a chance to talk to the park ranger before we hit McKittrick Canyon Trail. We're walking right along the water. Well, there's no water, but at some point there was water in this riverbed. And it turns out it's going to be about 9 miles. I think we're going to go up and see a couple of the extra highlights. Though he said the last mile, if we do, is like 600 or 700 feet of elevation gain very quickly. But we'll see how we're feeling. But yeah, it's beautiful down here. Let me spin you around. When we got here, we noticed, recognized a truck in the parking lot. Our neighbors at our camping location here at Sunset Reef Campground are here hiking this trail as well. So we may run into Tammy and John while we're out here. They did the Guadalupe Peak hike yesterday. All right. right. As you probably saw just in a clip ago, we stopped by the Pratt cabin, got a little information from the ranger. The ranger is actually stationed there throughout the day and provides a little tutorial and information session whenever hikers arrive, which is pretty awesome. Plus, it's a great place to take a break, and as you know, Michelle's always got snacks, so we had a chance to eat some snacks slash lunch. So we are now right at the 4-mile mark. The Pratt cabin was about the 3-mile mark, and we are now taking the little Spur Trail. It's only probably 100 yards, called the Grotto, and we've come across this. Pretty amazing rock formation. There's a few other people out here with us at the time, so never seen anything quite like this. It's pretty amazing. Wonder how it was formed. Looks like there's some dark back in there. I don't know if people have been starting fires in there, or if that's, oh no, sorry, that's just algae growing because it's a lot damper and cooler back here. You can kind of hear water dropping, which is pretty nice too. So again, yeah, this is pretty cool. Definitely, if you're on this trail here at Guadalupe, make sure you take the little spur chute off to the grotto and check this out. Okay, the terrain has definitely changed. You know, the first 4 miles or so were pretty flat, a couple water crossings, not a lot of water in them, but now we're climbing. Not sure exactly how high this is going to go. I'm assuming this is the 500 or 600 feet of elevation change that they talk about in the brochure. We're back and still climbing. So we're right about 1,000 feet of elevation gain during the trip, or 1,000 feet of ascent, 880 feet of elevation gain. And here's the current view. We came from somewhere down there where you can see the roof of that little cabin down there. But here's a picture over the edge. Yeah, this trail is pretty rocky, really steep, and really thin. But it's a blast, and we're definitely going to reach the top of this section, which is referred to as the notch. Just talked to a couple that was on their way back down, and they said that we had at that point about a mile left, so I'm thinking we probably have about a half a mile since we met them, so we're almost there, I think. So I think we figured out what the notch is. I'll turn it around and show you where we're headed. That's it up there. Linear feet wise, it's probably not very far, but vertical, it's a different story. All right, we made it to the top of the notch. Michelle, Whitney. Oh, we got some more friends. John, Tammy. They're camping next to us at our campsite, and we met them up here at the top of the mountain as well. So officially 5.4 miles according to my GPS. I think the park ranger lied to us, but it's a gorgeous view. Here we go. It's very quiet except for me running my trap. I don't know how much of it we'll film going back down, but we will catch back up to you along the way if anything crazy happens or when we get to the parking lot. Thanks. Hey, I thought I'd share with you some of these very unique trees that are out here in this area. So what we found out is that because this is such an arid area of New Mexico, these trees have the ability to kind of shut off the water supply during a drought to certain areas of the tree. So that's what you see here with all the change in color. Basically, the tree will kill off certain branches to conserve water until they, get some more rain, and then it'll start regrowing. So it almost looks like there's a dead tree and then the new tree is just engulfing it, but it's all the same tree, and it's purposely killing itself off during real dry segments of the season and then starting to regrow. I'll put the name of the tree below. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but yeah, it's a really interesting tree. And I guess there's 3 versions of the tree. It's the same tree, but they're 3 completely different colors out here, and they could be standing right next to each other and look like 3 completely different trees. Well, I figured since we were doing tours of trees now, I'd show you the latest cool tree. This is called an Alligator Juniper, and yes, for those of you who watched my paddling down the Withlacoochee, I feel a lot more confident with these around here, but I do miss my inflatable kayak. So here is the Alligator Juniper. The texture is so amazing. It just looks obviously like the hide of a alligator. So another cool tree, another cool bit of information that we're bringing straight to you from Guadalupe Mountain National Park. As you can see, it was extremely windy that day, but we headed into the park anyway to play in the sand for a little bit.
Oh my god, this sand feels amazing! Oh, it's cold!
It's a bit windy here today at White Sands National Park. Here's Michelle.
I just blew in.
We planned on going on a hike, but we were told by the ranger that the windstorm is too bad. You probably can't hear it because his microphone's pretty good, but she said, quote unquote, don't go far, the storm's really bad. So I'll show you off into the distance. You can see the sand kicking up everywhere. So I think, if I remember correctly, this is probably National Park number 8 during our time on the road. I'll double check that and put that below. Maybe I'll even shoot a little list of things down below. But yeah, this is really interesting. It looks like the sand in the panhandle of Florida, like near Panama City, Mexico Beach, Pensacola area. But it's down here in New Mexico. You can see the mountains off into the distance there. I'll probably take a quick tour and show you what our campsite looks like. We're staying at Oliver Lee Memorial Campsite in Almagorda, New Mexico. And we're right at the base of the mountain. One of the nice things about the New Mexican campsites is, and we don't have any hookups, but they're only $10 a night, even for out-of-state residents, which honestly we were worried we weren't going to be allowed in, because up until about a week and a half ago, anybody who was not a resident of New Mexico could not stay in their park system because of that COVID. So we were lucky to get in. They do have electric sites there too for only 14 bucks, but they didn't have any of those available. But it's perfect for where we're needing to stay, and we're able to boondock, so it doesn't matter. We don't really need hookups. But yeah, it's gorgeous out here. I'll give you a panorama. Just just white sand for as far as the eye can see. You can rent or buy, we're not exactly sure, the line was really long, a snow sled like saucer to be able to slide up and down the dunes. We were kind of hoping that maybe somebody out here would just have one and let us use it, since you know, they already had bought it or purchased it or rented it. So we stopped by the visitor center. Visitor center was fairly small, and they were only allowing one family, they called it, in at a time. So it was taking a little bit of time to get through there, and I didn't want to videotape any of that since it was nothing really exciting to see in there. But we did get our sticker for our sticker door, so thanks.